Okay, here we go. I have been playing Grand Cross since like day one, and I feel like I have a good idea of how all these units work. So I'm just going to go ahead and make a tier list. I know I've had Mika has done one, Naruto has done one, I believe Zextra might have done one, and I know Troko has done one. So I haven't watched any other videos when it came to this just because I didn't want any ideas that they had and might influence and change mine. So this is all what I think of the unit and how I think how good they're usable. So we're just gonna start off. I'll explain like the bare minimum to why I think they deserve to be in where I put them. And we'll start with King because we'll just go in order from this first row. You'll see the first row and I guess you'll see it keep growing. Now the King, I think he actually belongs in S. Just because he has a heal, he can petrify, he can stun you, he's great for PvP, he's good for PvE, and I think he deserves to be there. This Diane, I think, is very, very slept on. She's actually a very good unit. She does AoE, she can block your attacks with a level 2, and she's actually very strong. If you actually decide that you want to use your dupe coins to max out her ultimate attack, she can become very, very scary, especially as an ult rush kind of unit. Merlin is, as everyone knows, is a staple on my channel. My last channel and my new channel. If you guys have not seen my my channel art, you guys see that Merlin is my absolute favorite person in Seven Deadly Sins, and I made her own category because this is my tier list and this is my opinion. Merlin is a fantastic unit though. In all real, I do believe Merlin is an S tier unit. I'm gonna keep her up here because she's still a goddess. But she is an S tier unit. You can throw her on the PvP team. She gives you that extra ult charge right off the bat. She has that perfect cube. She blocks a bunch of attacks. The stronger she is, the stronger her perfect cube is. I think she's actually a very good unit that you can use in about anything. You can even use her in Grey Raid if you don't have, just range attack units, because she does hit hard as long as, she's geared correctly, though that's most people. Bon. I feel like this green Bon has aged pretty well and is actually now one of the most underrated units in the game. I actually am going to give Bon an S tier just because he is fantastic. Actually, you know what? Because he's fantastic for PvP and PvE. You can use him for farming. You can use him to destroy a team. I think this Bon is now very slept on, and because there's other great units out there now. If I run into him in PvP, I'm afraid of this Bond because he can easily take out my team, since most of my team is blue units as well, especially with the current meta running around of the Lilia Meliodas. This unit is terrifying. So you guys are sleeping on him. I think you guys are actually sleeping on him. Red Meliodas is a very good DPS damage, whether you use him in PvP or PvE. The more ignites he inflicts, the stronger he is. Gowther is the absolute best unit in the game, support unit in the game. You can run him for PvP, run him for PvE. He is a fantastic unit to run, and I think that people should definitely get him first when it comes to coin units. So if you ever are questioning yourself or wondering who should I get first with my coin dupes, Gowther. Gowther is the #1 choice. I will always say Gowther because he is a fantastic support unit. Melescula, I think she's okay. I don't think she's all that fantastic. Her life steals are cool. Her commandment is alright, where if you don't attack, you get ignited. Which, I mean, in reality, Melescula and the Demon Meliodas would probably go very well together as long as that person didn't attack the turn beforehand. But I think I'm going to give her a B. I think I'm going to throw her in B. Meliodas is a fantastic... I'm going to throw him in... Actually, no. I'm going to throw him in SS just because he is a fantastic unit in PvE and PvP. The only PvE aspect that actually both of them slack in is raids. But this Blue Meliodas is obviously terrifying to face in PvP. He's a fantastic farming unit, and all around, I think he's a great unit. Milim is a great unit. The more she attacks, the more she crits. She has a high crit chance and a crit chance or crit attack. I can't remember off the top of my head. But I think she's a fantastic unit. I was actually very happy to pull her off of the Rimuru collab, or the slime collab, when it was around. Rimuru, on the other hand, I think he's not great. If the person is buffed, he does more damage, but I don't know. I think he's okay. Slater is... I'm gonna put him in B just because I usually only use him for raids. Like, I don't even use him for PvP PvE besides besides Training Cave. I think he's a good unit when it comes. Actually, you know what? He's an A. He's a great unit, good unit, just because he hits very, very hard. He has I believe he has a higher chance crit attack as well. So he can be scary, especially with the right gear on him. He can be pretty scary to face. I've seen this unit alone without any sort of buffs or anything one-shot a red demon, so he is pretty terrifying. Again, I'm putting her in Goddess because all Merlin cards are gonna go up here. Just so if you're already triggered by that, I don't know, tell you, like, you're on my channel. It's literally Merlin is the #1 waifu to me in the 7 Deadly Sins. So Goddess, but in reality, the blue one, I think I would put the blue one in. I'd like the fact that she can lower your skills, so from like level 2 to level 1, level 3 to level 2, and at level 3, you know, it gets rid of your old gauge. So I think I'd put her in A. Just because it's a little bit hard to get those rank ups sometimes without, I mean, if you have Gother on your team, it wouldn't be a problem, but alone, I feel like that's a little bit harder to achieve, so I think she is about in maybe A, B. I'm gonna say A because it's Merlin, that's me being a little bit biased, but potentially she's probably actually a B. But she's gonna go in Goddess because it's Merlin. Blue Diane, I think she's actually a really good unit. She hits pretty hard and is very useful. I think she deserves an A. Blue Lane, I actually think she's a B because she buffs and she lowers attack. The Goddess Elizabeth, I don't know why I like brain farted her name. Goddess Elizabeth, her passive is very good, but she doesn't do too much other than that. I don't think she's a horrible character, but I think she's a C. The Blue Hawk and Lilia, I think she's a very good unit, especially when you give her, if she has debuff, she can basically buff herself with her second card, and the more buff she has, the harder she hits. She's actually a very good unit. Galen, I would put Galen at, he hits pretty hard. I don't like his AoE move. I know it causes bleeding, but I've never been a fan of it. I'm gonna actually put him in B. Blue Gother is, I'm just gonna put him in C. He's not fantastic. This guy is basically a Walmart Red Meliodas. He can be very good, but you know, his damage output just isn't the same. But I don't know, I'll put him in B. I can't remember which king was a good one. You know what? I don't like that king. He's just going in D. Lilia is a. I'm gonna put her in S just because she's good for PvP, but I feel like she just can get killed very easily. Her and Blue Meliodas hand in hand are fantastic, but I think she's an S tier unit just because her damage output isn't fantastic. Though she does lower the old gauge, and I think that's pretty good. But I don't know. I think I'd put her in S and not SS, even SS. Even though she can heal, I think she is a good unit though. Blue Bond, he's a good unit. I'm gonna put him in B. Green King is a fantastic unit. I'm gonna actually put him in S because I've seen him in PvP. And when he crits, this mofo crits. Like, it's not something to take lightly. This king can be terrifying, especially if he has the right gear. And the more old gauge he has, the more he's gonna crit. So at 100% old gauge, he's 100% critting you. And this king has one-shotted my Lilia and Melly before. He's scary. I think he actually, no, okay, maybe S is too much, but he's definitely an A tier unit. We just talked about him. Lilia has fallen off. The green one has fallen off a lot from PvP, but she actually helps out a lot in PvE as well. She clutches out Training K for me all the time. She was a free unit, so you should have her 6 out of 6, which shouldn't be a problem. I think she actually belongs in S. On top of that, in PvP, she makes it to where your enemy takes, his damage is 16% less. I can't remember off the top of my head, but you take 16% less damage when she doesn't have to be on the field. She can just be in the back, and you're taking less damage. So she makes your team tankier, basically. This is a very... He's a fantastic unit. He will get you through all the story mode. Mika and I were testing something, and he can be very scary in PvP. I'm not going to say what his team was or anything, but he is a terrifying unit. He might come back around and bite everyone, so don't sleep on Green Meliodas. He is a fantastic unit. His counter is terrifying. You're sleeping on him. If you aren't using him, you are absolutely sleeping on him. Valenti, she is the current meta right now. I think she's only good for PvP She's not great for PvE. Her damage output just isn't a lot. I like her debuffs, the fact that she lowers the defense and attack, but I don't think she belongs in S. I think she is a good unit, but I don't think she's like S related, like S tier good. Luxina he's alright. I wasn't the biggest fan. He looks okay on paper, but I'm gonna put him in C. This Diane is deserving of S. She tanks. I've seen her damage output it's a lot more than Valenci's is. And the fact that she taunts just right off the bat, I think makes her very, very scary to face. So I think she's a very good unit. Death Pierce, he's okay. I don't have too much to say about him. Yeah, same thing with the lane. That Elaine is okay. She lowers your alt gauge and everything. And I don't know. I think she's okay. Now, this Elizabeth right here, I personally still think she is potentially one of the best units in the game. Healers, not units. Healers in the game, because her healing can be absolutely insane. She does heal more than the Liz. I'm sorry, not the Liz. Then the King and the Lilia. The only thing with her is that because she is so weak, you usually want to run HP and defense, but her healing is based off attack. You want to give her attack defense gear set, and it doesn't always work out. And honestly, because of that sole reason, I think I have to throw her in B. Escanor, I want to throw him in SS because he's great for PvP. Actually, you know what? He is SS. He hits extraordinarily hard. He's a great unit. He's a scary unit to go up against. He raises your CP like no other, and you can use him in PvE. I don't recommend taking him to any raids because he's not great for any raid, but in PvP, I think he's a fantastic unit and is very terrifying. So I'm gonna put him in SS, and that's it. Honestly, guys, I'm gonna be real with you. I think Gother is the only one who is an absolute god tier unit, in my opinion. Grimoire is very tanky. I faced him, but besides being tanky, he has nothing more to offer, so I put him in C. This Gila is actually pretty strong. If you gear her correctly, she can be a terrifying unit, so we'll do that. Hellbrom, I'm gonna actually throw him in. Besides raids, all he does is boost. I don't think he's too much, so I'm gonna actually throw him in C just because he's not really great. This Jericho is actually, as much as I want to like lower her and put her in her own tier because of a certain viewer, and I like memeing him a lot, I want to throw her in like literally like worst waifu or something. But no, she's actually a very good unit. She hits very hard. You gear her correctly, she is also one-shotting the Red Demon by herself, no buffs needed. So she is an actual very, very terrifying unit. She can be very, very good. This Bond, he actually got me through a lot of story. I think he's a good unit. He is a single target of the coin bond, so I'm gonna throw him in B. I think that's where he deserves to be. Red Merlin, we're going back to the goddess tier, alright? Again, Red Merlin, all Merlins are just gonna be in the goddess tier. You can hate me for that, but in all reality, I do think that this Merlin is actually an A tier unit because of her freeze. If you, I hate to say it, but if you want to run like the Kimbrum thing meta, you can actually use the Merlin because she can freeze you right away. Also, what's his name? Gustav does the same thing this Red Merlin does. So if you don't have her for Red Raid, I mean, you can also use the Gustav. But obviously, like, I prefer to use the Red Merlin. But she is actually an A tier unit, in my opinion. But, you know, we're gonna do that right there. Monspeak, I think he's very selfish. He's an okay unit, but just because of how selfish he is, I'm gonna throw him to C. Deldry she's going to be a fantastic unit. If once she can get a proper team and she is geared okay, her damage output is not good, but her passive alone, I think if we can make a team around her, she will be a terrifying unit here in the future. So I say keep an eye out for her. And I don't know, she's gonna remember this at this time. She is going to be a great unit one of these days. Just you wait. Nunchuck Bond is the same thing as the green bonds, and I think his damage output is a little bit better, so we'll do that. But Namaru, I'm sorry, but you actually have never done anything for me. This Diane here she's good on paper, but I don't know. I've never been too much of a fan of her. Red Guild Thunder is a good tank, but I don't know, his damage output and everything else is just not fantastic, and his passive, can't remember off the top of my head, but I don't remember it being all that great either. I'm actually gonna throw him in C tier as well. Gila just goes there. I'm sorry, Troco, but you know, Gila is Gila. I hate to do this, but Hellbrum is a fantastic unit. takes away, he hits damage. Stop! I'm making a video. And actually, you know, yeah, he takes away ult charge, he can petrify you. He's still good for training cave. You can use him around PvP and he pisses me off. This Hauser is slept on. His damage output is insane once you have the proper gear on him. And I've ran into a good Hauser in PvP and he is absolutely terrifying. Do not sleep on Hauser. Gear him up. Do what you can with him. He is a good unit. I believe the Red King, this is the healing one. This is the brand new one that just came out. I think he's actually a decent Fat King, in my personal opinion. Like, on papers he looks great. I obviously wasn't able to pull him if you guys seen any of my videos, but I think on paper he looks good. I think he'd be about B. You're trash, I'm sorry. The costume's the best thing about you, Meliodas. And then there's Arthur. This Arthur, the final Arthur here, I've actually been working on him a little bit just because I feel like we're gonna need him for the Merlin boss. And his damage output is actually insane, on top of being I wouldn't say insane, but it is actually very good. And on top of being able to buff himself or the entire team at a level, I believe 2. At level 3 he gives even more buffs. He actually deserving of an A tier. But that's gonna do it right there, guys. It is that is my tier list. That is my opinion about the SSRs in 7 Deadly Sins. Again, before anyone makes the confusion, the green Merlin is S and the other 2 are A. No, it's gonna be S, A, B. That's my opinions on those Merlins, but they deserve their own category just because it's Merlin alone. But other than that, guys, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, you know, hit that like button. Let me know in the comment section below what you think of my tier list, or if you want to make your own tier list, I will post this in the description so that way you guys can make your own. And if you make your own, make sure you tag me on Twitter, Instagram, or even Discord, wherever you like. All my social media will be down below, so that way you can tag me on whatever it is you'd like to tag me in. And other than that, if you guys are new to the channel, make sure to hit that subscribe button down below. Come and hang out with me here and helping me grow once more to the channel that I once was. If you guys are coming from my old channel, you know what I'm talking about. If you guys are new to the channel, anyways, you guys don't know what I'm talking about, and maybe you just want to turn that button from red to gray, and I appreciate you for that. But other than that, I hope you guys have a wonderful rest of your day, and as always, guys, I will catch you guys on the next video. Bye, guys.